Work barely gets underway before concern sets in.
I'm very nervous about this whole demo thing.
But Lori's nervousness turns to excitement when the crew finds a little slice of history in the walls.
1933 LA Times.
While the workers continue tearing out the old kitchen walls, David takes Mike and Lori to sign off on the stained glass windows.
Hi, Hank.
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
Good.
Just doing a little work on your window.
Wow.
Well, what do you think?
It's spectacular.
Wow, beautiful.
It's just amazing. It's so complex. How many glass pieces did you use?
Yeah, this one has 226 pieces of glass in it.
Wow.
And there'll be 140 in your other one.
Wow.
Although the window looks impressive, Hank still has a lot more work to do before it's finished.
And then the next process is what we call mudding it, putting the glazing compound into the back of the window so it doesn't leak and there's no rattling pieces of glass in it. Then I'll put the patina over the top of which will darken it, and this will really bring the color out a lot more. Then I'll go ahead and put a wax coat over the top of it, which will finish it up. It'll have a real shiny finish.
So you're not even halfway done doing this
No,
yet.
no.
Looks like you have most of your work. Even though to me it looks like, wow, it's almost ready.
Yeah,
Let's just take it home now.
I'm afraid it might fall apart, you do that.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
The second window is for the back door. David has some suggestions on colors and styles, but ultimately, it's up to Mike and Lori.
Boy, the jigsaw puzzle.
I know, so how crazy are we gonna get on this one?
Well, let's see.
Love
This one.
that. Love that. Hate that.
You don't want any yellow.
Now, if you pick up that piece of glass over there, Mike, this glass here, I thought.
Oh. It looks like a geologic
Yeah, right.
strata of some kind. Like
Yeah.
You just dug it out of a mountain. That's
do you
really,
like it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll cut this piece to fit in here. I'll cut some of the others to match into there. Then when you come back next time, you'll get a little better view like you do of this one with the lead in it.
Great.
Then you can make any changes and it'll just give you a better perspective of what it looks like. So,
Sounds great.
Well, thank you, Hank.
all right, Dave.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you again.
Back at home, things aren't going as smoothly. The project is delayed when contractors discover they'll need to put new headers over all the doors and windows. As if that weren't enough, the sealer applied to the countertop tiles has made the finish uneven and doesn't seem to hold up.
As you look at the original tile, it's matte. It's not glossy like this stuff is anyway.
So what happens is when the food goes on it, the sealer breaks down for some reason and it disappears.
Can the tile be saved?
All we have to do is buy a gallon of salsa and get rid of the sealer.
Will the end result be worth all the stress? The finished room is just around the corner. For 7 long months, craftsmen and workers have been toiling away in Mike and Lori's kitchen. With a budget of $50,000, designer David Levine was challenged to create a functional space that would show off the couple's style. They hit several snags that caused delay and frustration.
Everything has gone wrong that could possibly go wrong.
David worked hard to get the project back on track. Let's see how he did.
We couldn't have done that kitchen without David.
No, he was able to translate everything that we had in our heads over the years into a unique, cohesive vision, which is incredible.
It's a miracle in itself.
Yeah.
Here we are with your brand new kitchen. Can you finally believe it's done?
It's done.
It's
It's
incredible.
incredible.
Beautiful, amazing. There's so much to see.
And we've got your stove, your custom hood, all sculpted, all of the custom Malibu tile.
Almost looks like a fireplace with a little mantle there.
Yeah, those individual elements really make the house a home. We have something that we feel is very unique.
We had to incorporate all of our tchotchkes, which you did really well, by putting in these shelves over by the sink and this little shelf here for all my little hoo-haws.
There's elements in here of an antique kitchen, which is what was important to us. The house was built in the 20s, and it's updated just enough, and it does work well with our collection of folk art.
You know, we wanted to keep the original 1927 flavor of the house, so the cabinetry, I think, even though it's all been totally reproduced, looks identical to the feeling of what would have been here in its time.
So, David, I was really nervous about doing a dark color in the kitchen, and look how great it turned out.
I think that
it's
magnificent.
It actually works.
You should never be afraid of color because it's an incredible thing and it totally shapes the space.
I had no idea how much it was going to set off the artwork, you know, and how it makes this light fixture look really great.
It's so
Before
warm.
it was kind of lost in the ceiling because it was beige paint, and now it just really stands out.
And I'm so glad we kept your original light fixtures as the main fixtures because they work so well with the house.
Yeah. The other thing that's really cool is that vent, which is, you know, from that time period, that Malibu-style design. But the blue really sets it off.
It sets it off.
It was a good thing that you wrapped the whole thing instead of just making the ceiling in a different color, white or something.
When you actually take and you wrap the whole room, it opens, it expands it, it shapes the room. And the floor, the width of the wide plank floor running the narrow way of the kitchen directly to gives the kitchen that width. And I think the warm color of the walnut and the hand-scraped walnut floor, it brings together, it wraps again with the blue, and it adds a little bit of contrast to it. And I'm really glad we were able to keep the California cooler that was here and turn it into the wine cabinet for you.
And we have a lot more storage for wine, too.
We've given you the drawer here, which of course is the place for your wine openers and everything where you have that. And then it's backlit. And then, of course, when you're sitting across the way in the banquette, it's almost like a fireplace being lit when you look at the colors of the glass. It's different, but yet it relates to the glass that we designed for the back door. It's kind of like it happened over time. You know, the old against the new, you know, the original architecture of the house against all of the folk art.
Well, the cool thing about new technology is, you know, when you brought in these things, you know, like nobody did this in the 20s.
No, but
I can actually find all my spices now.
And then, of course, the dogs have their own table now.
The dogs are really happy about it.
And
if they could, they'd be barking right now in approval and slobbering all over it, you know.
And we were able to give you the banquette and keep your table that you wanted. And the ultra suede on there, which is so lush
really
feeling,
makes it
will hold
rich.
up incredibly well. You can spill ketchup, the dogs can lick it off, it'll be fine.
It's good.
You know, it'll really
that's
hold
what's
up.
going to happen.
You know, and we hope so. And then the shelving here gives you another excuse to display all of your wonderful artifacts and beautiful things that mean so much to you.
And you kept the same curves that were originally in the kitchen. David, I don't even know how to say thank you. It's been quite a long road getting here, but we did it with your help, and you just did an amazing thing.
Just hope you have many, many, many years of happiness here.
Well, we certainly plan on it, and we thank you for allowing us to actually like this room now.
You know, we're never going to go out again. We're going to be just in the kitchen all the time.
We hope so. My idea was to trap you here forever. But thank you, and I think that's what design really is about.
Designer David Levine created an eclectic kitchen with the conveniences of today and the charm and character of yesterday. Thanks for joining us on Designer's Challenge. We'll see you next time when we put 3 more designers to the test. I'm Chris Harrison.
Last night you were going, well, I go, hey, this part looks really roomy now. And he goes, well, there used to be a wall here. And I had already forgotten there was a wall. I forgot what the old kitchen even looked like, so that's a good sign.